Okie dokie, here we go. Bit of practice before we completely destroy this LMP2 car. Steady on, lad, a bit twitchy there on the exit. Okay, so what are the other guys doing for practice? Got 338.9, 338.8 or 339.4 rather. I reckon well, it could be weather. Okay, so with our current setup it takes a bit of a while to get into its prime. The tyres take a while to warm up. Of course, all these long straights cause the tyre temperatures to fall quite drastically before you reach the next corner, whatever it will be. And of course, being Le Mans, the only place that your tyres really come into their own is in the Porsche curves, which happens to be the scariest point of the circuit. Along with this one as well. So it's going to be interesting. 72 cars are registered. That's would need it a bit higher, I think, to get a nice even split between the two classes. Yeah, you can see the tyres aren't warmed up just yet on that section of Porsche curves. So the car was understeering quite a lot. Also, the track doesn't feel as quick as it did in the last practice session we was in. It feels a bit understeery, if I'm truly honest. Which is going to cause us a few issues. But everyone else is going to be in the same boat. But definitely my car is set as definitely suited to a specific type of weather. The limit there. There wasn't enough track though, so we're good. We're good. Slightly faster this time around, although our optimal time is really tragic. So extremely bad weather here for the practice session, wherever this is going to be. Usually I'm hitting around 336 or 7 in the practice sessions, but for some reason I can't get anywhere near that. Not even on the out lap. Usually by now I'll have an optimal lap of 3:39. So it's not a good early sign, if I'm truly honest. 3:38.9 is the time to beat for LMP2 in practice, at least. As I said, this setup that I've got here takes a tiny while to warm up, so we won't get its full potential until about lap 3 or 4. We are starting to go green now because the tyres are finally starting to come alive. And we've got just 6 or 7 minutes until the session begins, then we'll have our qualifying run and a 3-minute warm-up as well, which should no doubt be the joining time period, because Le Mans takes forever to load, even on an SSD drive. Steady on, nearly snapped. Okay, we've got a GTE car up ahead. We're probably not going to catch him before the Porsche curve, so this is going to be interesting. This is actually what I'm quite worried about. Coming into the Porsche curves, going too wide through them in traffic is going to be really scary.
On the other side. Clear, clear.
Just waiting for these tyres to come alive. It's not really happening. Not in these weather conditions anyway. It seems to be extremely bad. I can feel the car on the limit through the Porsche curves, and I'm not even carrying half the speed. Well, it feels like I'm not carrying half the speed that I did in the practice sessions.
On your left. 3 minute 42.136. Clear, clear, clear.
Okay, it's slightly better on the sector 1. Okay, we got stuck behind GTE traffic on that last lap, which ruined our time, so did a 3:42, which is not respective of what this car is capable of. Much better exit out the first chicane, that's good. No pressure then, don't screw up the next ones. Brakes on this car extremely sensitive, especially under high speed. It's always that left-hand chicane that I'm worried about the most. I know we seem to lose a bit of time there compared to the other ones. I feel like under these weather conditions that we've got here, I'm hoping that they're not the ones that we get for the race, because I don't feel comfortable at all. The car feels different, feels sluggish, doesn't feel right.
Left side.
Feels understeery in some respects. Oh, you.
Minute 41.487.
Okay, so 141 seems to be the time to beat. I'm hoping to get into the 39s if I'm truly honest.
Right side. Clear, clear, clear.
Don't just hog the middle of the road, Ford. What are you doing? Look at that.
Right side. You're clear.
There's 2 lanes here. It's even marked for him. Don't know why he was hogging the middle. Yeah, I'm praying for better weather. I really am. Right. Here we go. Right, I'm going to have to wait 5 years for iRacing to decide that it wants to load the circuit now. So we're doing around, on those conditions, 338s. Oh, sorry, not 338s, it was 340s. So 654 seconds times 90. Wow. So it's 221 per lap. 60 times 90 divided by 221 equals 24 laps, or 24 and a half laps of Le Mans for 90 minutes. I believe that's going to be around 110 litres of fuel required. Because as I was leaving, it said around 10 laps remaining with 44 litres left. So 44 times 2, so that's 20 laps. It was 88 plus half of that, which is an extra 5 laps, which would be 25, 110. So that's that then. If we go into the race with how much did I say again? If we go into the race with 55 litres in each tank, then we should be good. So it's basically 2 full tanks, because the maximum capacity for this thing is 60. So it's just a small deduction in the fuel capacity, and then we should be okay till the end. It all depends, of course, on the weather conditions, because I was losing at least 3 or 4 seconds in that, and wow, there's a lot of LMP2s here. Look at that. And we are the 36 car, so we're in the top split. Definitely going to have a uphill battle from here. But if we do 11 kilograms, which should be enough, we'll do 15 just in case, because it is a long circuit. And into qualifying we go. It's 4 laps of fuel estimated.
We're going to pit probably in the next 4 to 5 laps.
And fingers crossed the tyres are heated up for us at this stage. Nice good exit onto the main straight and towards the Dunlop sign, and first green lap is a go. Nice good exit onto the back straight, first of them. Of course, we don't know what kind of pace we're going to be doing until the end of this lap, so we're aiming for anything around 3:38 to 3:37. That's if the weather is actually decent here this evening in this race. Good first chicane, nice. Give myself some motivation. Coming up to the second one. Where's the meet boards on the right hand side? 300, 200, 100. Car feels a lot better than what it did just a minute ago in that practice session, so I'm thinking that the weather has changed, perhaps for the better, that is. I'm hoping anyway. Small lock up from the front right there. Managed to manage it. Got the car turned in when I needed to. Went a bit wide on the exit over the curbing. Stay off the curbs on the inner line because they will stop the car accelerating. circuits there at Apex. Now this is the scariest bit of the track. Using all the tarmac we can. Get as much out of this thing as possible. And here come Porsche curves. Slight tap of the brakes. Not a lot though, because the rear of the car will come round. Watch the wall. Don't want to become a sponsor. Car feels great through there. Oh, is it quick though? That's the thing.
Keep it going. Go one more. One more.
That is a... Come on, give me a time. 3:35. So we've got really good weather here, which is awesome because that's what our setup is good at. Now, hope I didn't damage my front wing there by hitting that curbing under the Dunlop Bridge. But that last time has given me a bit more confidence. Now I know what the weather's doing. I can give this car the full beans this time round. Let's see where that's put us on the standings though. Of course I don't have the Q2 apps thing that you guys have got, and we are currently P6 in class. Well, we're really off pace. I reckon we need to get into the 34s to stay competitive here, at least in qualifying. Most of the time I think was lost in Porsche curves, so entry was a bit soggy. Although we are going green still, 0.6 seconds off our previous lap. That'll put us way into the 34 lap times, easily. So we just need to keep it nice and smooth going into the rest of the circuit. Good exit, come on. That's what we wanted. Lost a few tenths of a second there, well, hundredths of a second rather, but we're gaining it back now. Didn't gain as much as I wanted to. Come on, baby. That's it. 0.8 seconds advantage over our previous lap. Now comes the Porsche curves. Don't screw this up, Matt. Where the car feels like it's coming around there slightly. Hold it together. Oh, very close to the barrier. Come on, balls to the wall. Nice exit for this bit. Bit off the throttle. Come on, floor it, floor it. 1.2 seconds. Come on. Good exit, good exit. No, you gotta be shitting me. Oh. Can't believe that. That was a really good lap. That would have put us, what, 1.2 seconds quicker than our fastest time. So that would have been a 1:33, which is in the front. That's at least a 4th or 5th place time right there. What absolute gutted. Goddamn iRacing. Right, so we want 56 kilograms of fuel. That's going to be enough to get us to the end of the race. We're going to come in for one pit stop, which will be the exact same amount. So technically speaking, we should have to come into the pits around the halfway mark. If we don't, then we know whether or not to fuel early or fuel late, which will mean we take less or more. So if we take 55 there, which is what our calculations say, that should include one extra lap, fingers crossed, but we'll just have to wait and see. I can't believe I missed out on that qualifying run just by a few seconds coming into the last chicane, and it did just completely shut down on us. That is absolutely rubbish. Okay, so there's a lot of LMP2s here. How many are there? 14 are currently gridded, so that's the largest ever LMP2 field I've seen. Clearly a lot of the guys aren't comfortable with the LMP1 hybrid system, but we've got 11 LMP1s, the rest are 14 or so LMP2s, and GT3s I've got no idea because they're way beyond my relative. I'm actually quite excited for this one, Le Mans, 90-minute race. That's 30 minutes longer than the previous rounds that we've had to do so far in this Le Mans series, but shouldn't be too much of an issue. Okay, so the first few laps are going to be challenging for us because we're going to have to dive in and out of the slower LMP2 traffic. We have to also be careful that our current setup needs a few laps to get warmed and into optimal temperatures. I mean, you saw on the qualifying run alone how much time we gained on our second lap, and that was simply because, one, I was a bit nervous about the weather conditions, but secondly because the tyre temps built up really nicely for that second run. It's just a bugger it didn't actually count. Okay, I think the front LMP2 car is leaving the gap to the LMP1s. Yes, he is. Good man. That's what we need. Nobody wants to meet a pile of LMP1 cars under the Dunlop Bridge. Okay, we're going to be on the outside line. Got the first inside line into turn 1, but we're going to be on the outside for the chicane at Dunlop Bridge. So that's going to be a bit tricky.
Coming to the green.
But we'll try our best. Okay, and of course, coming into... We're going to go green before we get to the start-finish, because all the LMP1 cars are going to start early for us. And that's going to cause issues for us going through the two last chicanes as well.
Green flag.
Here we go. And this guy's going to dive bomb straight away into the chicane.
Left side.
Whoa, okay,
Still
already.
there. Clear.
One absolute tool. Trying to go too wide into the chicane, gave him plenty of room. But still came across my line. So it was a time 0, so we didn't get any incident points for that, no damage done. But a slight inconvenience at best. He's going to get slowed down for that. Going too wide on the exit onto the first Kemmel Street. Oh, it's not Kemmel Street, I'm not Spa anymore. He's going to get slowed down for that, surely.
Left side. Still there. Clear, good job.
First one done. Although we've now got 1.3 seconds to the next LMP2 car, so that's not what we wanted. He's going to probably come back at us for this one. Yep, he is. Not going to defend, there's no point.
Still there. Clear, clear.
It's a long race. And judging by his driving, he's not going to be a problem for us, provided we can get past quite easily.
Right side. Still there. Still there.
There we go, job done. Although he's still there, he's still got a bit of his front bumper in her.
Door. Clear.
Nice, right, that gives us a bit of breathing room, 1.5 seconds to the car ahead. We need to catch up to this guy, what's his name? Macau something unpronounceable at this stage. Itinen? I don't know. Okay, so we've already got a second gap to the car behind, so he's not going to be an issue for us as long as we can break the slipstream. 1.4 to the car ahead. Here comes the first Porsche curves in race conditions. Got to take it easy on this setup. The tyres aren't perfect at this stage, and if it's going to snap anywhere, it's going to be here. As you can see, a bit of understeer coming on the last one. It was manageable though. Okay, we got the slipstream 1.1, and then we've got a 4-second gap, so we're P9 at the moment, and then there's a 4-second gap past the guy ahead to the next bundle of cars. Okay, we have the slipstream. 1.8 to the car behind, he's lost it. So it's all uphill from here, Matt. Just keep focused, get the slipstreams in. Already we're starting to reel him in. 1 second, 0.9, coming in any second now, surely. Watching those brake markers on the left-hand side. Want to brake just before the 100-meter board. Just got to be patient now, it's a waiting game. Let the engine do the work. Okay, so we are number 36 car, so as long as we can do well here, keep it nice and clean, no incidents, then we should be in for some decent points. braking zone there. 0.5 seconds now coming onto the back straight. Okay, we're not going to make a move down into this part of the circuit here. It's too dangerous at this stage of the race. There's nothing to gain by doing so. Okay, what I'm hoping that this guy's going to realise is that we can gain a lot of time by helping each other slipstream out to catch the guys ahead. It's lifting quite a bit through the Porsche curves, which is not needed. As you can tell, we're turning into the grass, which just shows how much speed we've lost going through there, and we've already lost a second to the cars that are ahead as well. So this guy definitely not up to pace. Just here for the safety rating, clearly. First mistake from him going into the gravel.
3 minutes 36.121. Left side. Still there, your door. Clear, clear, clear.
Just got to stay close to him for the main straight. That's where we're going to pass. Come on, baby. We're surely close enough for this. Reel him in, like a fishing rod. Oh yeah.
On your left. Still there. Still there. Still there.
He's going to defend that, okay.
Still there, quarter.
Too wide through the first chicane, that was awesome.
Clear, clear.
He's dropped back behind us. He's fighting too much at this stage though, that's the issue. Okay, it's now 6 seconds to the guys ahead. They're also fighting for 6th place. And they've just had a position change between them two as well. Managed that seizure. There we go. That was a close one. But most importantly, we gained time on the cars that are ahead as well. Right, so that's P8 in class for LMP2. Not too sure when we're going to come across the GTE traffic. He's not going to go down the inside here, surely. That's a negative off. Right, coming up Porsche curves. Now it's a true test of what our car can do. Now they've got some clean air. Ooh, rear came around a bit there. A bit too much speed. That was a bit rough actually, to be honest. Could tidy that up quite a lot. Car's handling really well through those last 2 chicanes as well. Feels lovely over the bumps. Last lap was a 3:36. That's on pace. That's good. That's what we want to see. Well, at least it's not an alien time for sure, but I think it's what I'm looking for. Okay, now 4 seconds to the next car. We've still got the slipstream to the car behind, 0.5 seconds. So he's probably going to catch us on these straights. Here he comes. 0.3. 0.2. Not going to reach us in time. Got an amazing braking zone into the first chicane, 0.9 second gap now. So he made a mistake perhaps, but he's still got that slipstream though. See the car ahead, just going over the brow of the hill now. Just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It's a cone. Doing for fuel, 9 laps remaining. A little bit of a twitchy bum moment. Okay, now 0.7 seconds to Mikhail behind. Or Michael, whatever you want to say. Okay, we gained some time on him, broke the slipstream, 1.2. Come on. Ooh, bit too much speed through the last chicane. Yeah, and he's got it back now, 0.9 seconds again. That was our fault.
0.672.
Oh, bloody hell, what was that? That was a close one. I'm quite lucky I didn't get a slowdown for that, to be honest. Okay, we have lost some times to Piri Laurie up ahead, 4.3 seconds now. We know we've got the pace to catch him. We just need to stop making these silly mistakes. And if we beat him as well, he's the number 31 car, so that's enough in terms of iRacing. Meanwhile, the cars behind, the car numbers 38, 37 and 39 in that order, and we're 36. So if they beat us, then that's bad news. So we must go forwards. Coming up to the first 15 minutes of this race gone, is that it? It's not a lot. Still a long way to go. Okay, keeping pace with the car ahead, just about. Need to now Porsche curves this time. Seems to always be that corner there on the exit, which is costing us quite a bit. 0.4 seconds. Okay, so we're doing 35s, which is a really good time, but I reckon we could get that down to 30. And he's made a mistake. This is going to give us the slipstream to catch him. But as I was saying, if we tidy up that last sector through the Porsche curves, I reckon we can hit a 35 dead. There's at least 0.5 seconds in that, especially on the exit of the last chicane. Okay, we've got the slipstream, 1.3 seconds, come on. And in other news, the car behind, Michael, 2.3 seconds. He made a mistake in the Porsche curves, which means he's not an immediate concern at this stage. However, fuel is always one. 32 kilograms left, so that's good. We've only used 20 or so thus far. Okay, this is going to be for 7th place in LMP2. Next car up the road is 8.6 seconds. I think they're a bit too quick for us. But we're going to give it our best shot. Still got the pit stops to come. And the arrival of LMP1 traffic as well. Wait for the next one. Get a good exit. Oh, understeer. Are we close enough? I don't think we are going to be. Nope, he's too far ahead. We're starting to gain now as we go up the hill, but I'm not going to make the move down the inside. Too far back for sure. Going to wait for the next time round, I think, unless he makes a mistake. good news is Michael behind is still losing time to us now, 2.9 seconds. So we're still driving away despite being behind Perry. Oh, and he's gone wide. That is going to be a slowdown, surely. He obviously can't handle the pressure that we're putting onto him at the moment. Okay, so we lost 0.3 seconds being behind him in the corners. Okay, now he's starting to really go for it. Seems like he's woken up, started to calm down a bit. 1 second gap. Three, two, one, break. Going fair, well, it's going okay at the moment. Can't help but wonder what position we'd be in if we was further up after that qualifying time. We are going to be in a position to attack next time by, I think, unless, as long as we can stay close to him, then we'll be okay. We're catching him coming into the end of sector 2. His car's a bit more stable on the exit there. That's our first 3:34.8. I knew it. Tidied up the Porsche curves, and that's 0.6 seconds gained. Of course, with the slipstream of our friend here as well. We are closer this time by 0.5 seconds closer to be exact. So if we get onto the back bumper of his car before the first chicane, we may be in a position to strike for the next one.
Start looking at your pin end. We're a few laps out.
Very slow on the apex there by Paris. It was a bit scary. 5 laps to pit. Coming up to 1 hour to be exact. Looking for a 45-minute mark to come into the pits.
One on the right side. Still on the right side. Still there. Clear.
We can have the better exit, surely.
Left side. Still there. Stay right. Clear. Left side. Clear, 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 clear.
Sit and duck now.
On your left.
Choosing the inside.
Still on your left.
He's going to clear us, I think.
Still there.
Oh, he's there.
Still there. Clear, clear, clear.
Okay, that has cost us a bit of time, 2.7 seconds, because the car ahead is now 13 ahead, and also Michael is 3 seconds behind, which was a slightly larger gap. So we've got to be careful how we fight with one another. Because he's still there, he's not going to give up. Okay, we don't have the understeer generated by his LMP2 car, which made for a much better Porsche curves section there. Now steady as she goes.
35.8.
That time was still a 3:35.8, just about. So despite fighting with one another, still on pace. Still no sign of LMP1s, which is strange. I was expecting to see them a lot sooner, but okay, we have broken the slipstream now, 1.5 seconds. I think the slipstream comes into effect at about 1.2, 1.3. So we may be in the clear for 7th place at the moment. Now it's lap time. Oh no, you've got to be kidding me.
Nice smooth. You're trying to hang out a bit.
Okay, hopefully that will go away by the time we get down to the next chicane. There wasn't even that much of the curb. Come on, go away, go away. Yep, thank you. Lost quite a lot of time there. I think we managed that pretty well considering. He does now have the slipstream back.
Left side, clear.
Bit of a love tap. Thanks for that. That was that was a save. Remember that lap 9. Okay, we're going to watch that again. Oh my god. Okay, what's the time coming up to? 58 minutes, so we've broken the hour mark. Half an hour into the race. 1 hour to go. Pit stop coming up in 3 laps time. Ooh, steady on, boy. Of course, I need to watch my fuel calculations very carefully at this point. See if the information I obtained was correct. Should be going for 25 laps. There's a bit of breathing space now. 2.5 to the car behind. 15 to the car ahead. Cars ahead are fighting because they're starting to pull back now, which I presume means they're going into the chicane. You can see a few cars on the next straight ahead. Try not to get another slow down, Matt. Should be nice. Okay, so I reckon if we come P5, we're currently P7, if we can catch up to P5 in the next hour or so, I'll be happy. P1 is 31 seconds up the road, which is quite a considerable gap considering it's only been half an hour of racing. But we have been fighting with the midfield. Okay, now Paris is in trouble because he's 2.3 seconds behind. However, Michael is 3.4 seconds behind, so they're about to fight for 8th place, fingers crossed. Which will allow us to get away. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Whoa, okay. Come on, come on. Ah, bugger. Okay, that's annoying.
3 minute 42.124.
Way too much curbing.
Leaders off pit road.
All that hard work for nothing. Okay, now we've got a job to do. 5.8 seconds worth of exactly.
Pit this time, pit this time, pit this time.
Not yet, still got 2.5 laps. We have way too much fuel in the tank currently to come in to get our quota for the remainder of the race. .51 minutes remaining. There's a bit of a bad braking zone as well. Okay, so Michael and Peri are going to start fighting soon. Michael has the slipstream. And we've got our first LMP1 car coming up behind us as well. It's got 3 seconds, so we should be good until the straight before the Porsche curves. .2, there we go. Right, here it comes. Come on, please pass before the Porsche curves. Yes, he is. Awesome. What's the curbing on the inside, Matt?
Leader pit road.
That is literally the first time I span out on that corner. It's just of all the times I had to do it. Oh no, please get out of the way.
On your left.
Oh, thank God.
Clear.
I saw that Ferrari going wide and I thought, oh, here we go. Three, two, one, break. 6 seconds to the next car. They're side by side, both are 6.4 ahead. Michael's taken the lead going into the second chicane. Okay, we're coming into the pits this time. Time remaining 48 minutes. That's going to be slightly under what we're hoping for. Okay, so we're going to up it just slightly. We're going to fill the tank. Hope for the best. This is also the time of the race where we're going to have to start dealing with GTE traffic, which obviously, given our current circumstances, couldn't have come at a worse time. Michael back to 8th. Here we go. Right, so we're going to be coming back out with a full tank. We're going to try the undercut with a good pit stop. Don't have any cars in front of us to get in our way. And I'm hoping some of the LMP1s are going to go past as well. Come on, go, go, go. Optional pairs 59. Okay, so that's news. Not going to have take any, of course, because I don't believe we're dropping in pace. It's filling up, come on. Come on, baby. Okay, looking for traffic. All those LMP1s going by. That is beautiful. So we skipped all that. Still got a few to deal with. I would hate to see the underbody of this LMP2 car after I'm done with it. It's going to have so many scratch marks and dents. Okay, come on, first LMP2. This is for P8. On you go.
Clear, clear, clear.
Give me some extra slippy slip. Right, next car 2 seconds behind. Don't believe he's going to catch us before the next chicane, but he will overtake us on the next bit. Cold tyres again. after exiting the pit lane. I'm beginning to wonder if we've suffered some aero damage after going over that curbing, because the car doesn't top out in 6th gear anymore.
Left side. You're clear.
There we go. We've got 11-second gap to the 10th place car. Okay, Ben Luke is going into the pit lane, as predicted. The real question is, where is Michael and the other guy?
31.092.
8 seconds up the road. Okay, so we've lost time somehow. That's not good. Surely he's underfueled. If he's got that much of an advantage, because was it Perry has come out 6.7 seconds behind us. So that either means that Michael has had a really, really good last 2 laps and pit stop, or he hasn't taken enough fuel. Okay, so we should be in P8 now, once all settles down again. Got 9 seconds to Michael. And so luckily well, unlucky for me, they've all missed out on the LMP1 traffic as well. Should be in 6th gear by now, so I do think we've got a slight amount of aero damage. Only time will tell. We've got 39 minutes of the race remaining. I think if we hold on to as many positions as we can. Perry is on the flyer as well. He's now only 4.9 seconds behind, so he's knocked off an entire second thus far, and Michael has gone 10 seconds ahead. So We are definitely not on pace at this stage. No doubt that'll be something to do with our little detour into the sky over that curb. Catch this Ferrari before the next chicane, please.
Right side. Clear if you need it.
Oh, we're going to catch this forward right as we enter the fast right-hand kink. It's going to slow us down quite considerably. Come on, LMP2, speed and power.
Left side. Clear, clear, clear. Good job.
That was quite important, I think, to get that done.
Right side. Clear.
Whoa, steady on. Twitchy, twitchy through Porsche curves there. Yeah, we're losing about 2 seconds somewhere along the lines. Whether that's down to tyre wear or damage, I don't know. We're not going to catch this Ferrari in time. This is Roll Hoban. He's in WSCC, I think, isn't he?
Right side. Clear. Job. Left side. Clear, clear.
Just navigating our way through this GTE traffic as fast as we can. We are going to be in trouble in a few moments' time though, because Perry is only 3 seconds behind and closing fairly quickly. We're going to get all this GTE traffic in the Porsche curves, which is going to hurt us a lot. Yeah. Wow. How slow are these things through here?
Right side. Still there, quarter. Clear.
Get out of the way! Come on!
3 minutes 39.
Jesus.
5 left side.
So infuriating.
Clear, clear, clear.
Looks like our car has got damaged because we're losing around 2 seconds a lap compared to what we was doing, and now we've got an issue because Perry is within slipstream distance, 0.9 seconds. All because one curve, that's all it takes.
Left side.
It's a nice Ford. Golf
Clear.
colours. Pro tip, don't follow the Ford GT.
Left side. On your right. You're clear. Right side.
Fucking hell. Watch
Clear.
out for those blue flags. I was too busy watching my relative. Naughty, naughty. Oh, that was the LMP1. no front grip whatsoever. Front tyre seized. Should have compensated and predict that that was going to happen. God damn it. Yeah, we're not topping out in 6th gear, so we've definitely got engine damage. I don't know how. I don't know how going over some curbing causes engine damage, but what a pain in the arse. I'll have to have a look, see what actually happened when we did go over. Oh, what was that? Oh, we are getting slower as well. We've got left 26 minutes, 9 laps of fuel. Just getting ready just in case, in terms of extra fuel if needed. Without crashing into the first chicane would be nice. Right, now we're in trouble. Look at the speed difference he's got right there. It's like we're standing still. That's insane. This is where we tell if we've got damage. If he pulls away, then he's got more power. If we don't gain, we've got no power. And we haven't gained anything right there, so that tells me we've got damage.
Right side. Clear.
We're going to have to race tomorrow. So I'm not happy with this. Going over a curb and going backwards equals 2 seconds a lap. That's a load of rubbish. Oh, God. Man down. Where's he gone? He's just vanished. When's he going to reappear? I just got a feeling he's going to come right in front of our face. What? Do I back out? Or I'll just keep going? Like, what do I do?
minute 37.664.
I think he's gone for good. That's really weird. Creepy. There's only one reasonable explanation, that is that he was abducted by aliens. Okay, we have 22 minutes left and 7 laps of fuel, so we should be okay. Just about, by the skin of our teeth. I still think Michael was underfueled, so he had a massive lead out of the pit box. And we filled up the tank. We maxed the tank on this thing on our pit stop, and he still came out several seconds ahead, so I have a feeling that he may have underfueled. I'm hoping so anyway. He's 11 seconds ahead. Next car behind is 32, so we're pretty much going to stay where we are. Hoping we can gain some ground against Michael, but I still think we've lost a bit of top speed, so I don't think that's going to happen. Also in other news today, since there's not much going on here at the moment, I went down to check on my Mazda RX-8, which is having the roll cage installed, and it is almost finished. Went in today to get the racing seat adjusted, so because obviously it needs to be bolted to the chassis without any movement in it whatsoever, not allowed any sliders. So I sat in the car for the very first time with the roll cage fitted, and it felt amazing. One weird thing that I never noticed about the Mazda RX-8 though is where the steering wheel is, the pedals are slightly offset to the right, so the centre of the steering wheel is actually in line with the clutch, which would typically obviously be slightly to the left of the centre of the steering wheel. But that wasn't the case for the Mazda, which is slightly strange. probably going to get a slowdown for that. No, no slowdown. Okay. But yeah, so fingers crossed in the next few days, maybe a week or so, I might have my Mazda RX-8 back. Still need to do a few trinkets here and there. Needs a fire extinguisher, for example, and a few other bits and bobs. I reckon maybe by the end of May, perhaps, it will probably be roadworthy and able to put some miles on my new engine. Steady on. I still think we might race tomorrow as well here at Le Mans. It's been quite good fun. It's a bit boring in this stage of the race, but of course I reckon that's down to our little detour. Woohoo! This is going wide. Yep, there we are. Not the best Porsche curves I've ever done. It's going to be a 37 for sure. Oh no, 36.9, okay. That's a surprise. Tyres are starting to get a bit slippery.
Leaders off new road.
Excusez-moi.
On your right. Clear, clear.
Dankeschön. How many laps we've got left? 5 laps, or 6 laps including this one, and there is 15 minutes remaining, so there is 3.5 minutes per lap. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Good, we're good for fuel, that is.
Taking a look at that pit entrance. We're going to be pitting here in about 2 or 3 laps, but
No, we're not. The race is finishing in about 5 laps. Crazy fool. So I think we're going to be where we are until the end, which is 12, or sorry, 8th rather. And that's about midfield. It's around 14, 15 LMP2s. It's not where I wanted to be. I was hoping to get maybe 6th or 5th today, so we were in a good striking distance of those 2 cars, but just wasn't to be. Maybe next time. We're starting to get a bit sloppy now. me more than that. Should have put racing stripes on the car. That makes at least 25 horsepower by default. I still want to know what happened to Perry. Because he just vanished into thin air, didn't he? Yeah, I haven't seen him since, and he's not on our relative board either, so I think he must have been disconnected. Oh, the joys of sim racing. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Stop the snap. Ooh, that was a close one. I think I nearly broke my desk. The amount of oversteer that I had to do and then snap it back before it spun back the other way. Jesus. Safe to say, it's not really been our race today, has it? Just need this race to end now, to be honest. Save the points we can before we make any more mistakes. Eight minutes left. Got 3.5 laps remaining, which is more than enough to get us to the end. I'm going to take note of how much fuel we are at the end, because we will be racing tomorrow as well, because I'm not happy with this result. It has been influenced by a lack of top speed. And I reckon if we didn't have that small mistake that one time I went over that curve a bit too much, then we could be in P6 or 7-ish. was a bad scrape. I'm actually surprised that we haven't had to deal with as much LMP1 and GTE traffic. We've seen LMP1 cars once. That's when they went by in the pits, and then in terms of the...
Remember, you're on a pit this time. Pit this time. Step 4, we are pitting this time.
And in terms of GTEs, we only had to overtake them once as well. So, and that's in 90 minutes. Got 2.5 laps left. 3 minutes remaining. That's 1 extra lap of fuel in the tank, which is what we was looking for, just in case the LMP1s want to be adventurous. Although I don't think it was needed, if I'm truly honest. Question is, no, this is going to be the next lap is going to be the last lap, I think, most likely. Now we know for next time, tomorrow, not to take the extra lap worth. There's no white flag, although I think that's going to change when the LMP1 car overtakes us. He's only about 3 seconds behind. One blade of grass, that's all it takes. Yeah, white flag's out. So tomorrow, 8 PM, we're going to do this again and try not to kick ourselves in the foot. We'll have a look at that turnaround on the replay. Shouldn't be too hard to find, because 1 minute I'm ahead of the guys and then the next minute I'm not. And then also we had that incredible save going down into the corner we've just passed. But definitely this car deserves a higher spot on the finish line for sure. I had 5 incident points. One of them was a loss of control, the other ones are just off tracks. We got away with some light contact, which came out as time 0, so not a bad race. Slightly boring once we had that spin. I was hoping for a good fight, but didn't seem to have the pace to keep up afterwards whatsoever. Still need to cross the line, of course. We could spin out and die into a ball of flames before crossing the line. It's nice and easy. In 8th place in class in LMP2. First time we finished outside the top 5 in this season. And that's that.
Check a flag, man. Pit crew was fucking awful. Friday was fucking awful. I mean, you know, it all starts on our part on Friday too, but we'll get qualified better. We'll do what we can with the pit stop.
Our engineer's not happy. Right, so let's have a look at our moments that cost us those positions. Let's have a look at the front fender as it came across the line, because I have a feeling it's a bit buggered. No damage to the front wing whatsoever. So, right, okay, so it was lap 6 when we had that small love tap. This was brilliant. Our fastest lap was lap 7, 3:34.8. And after we have that small incident, our lap times are doing 37, so we definitely suffered damage as a result. But if we go to lap 6, and have a look at this moment here, we almost get turned around to 180, but managed to save it. God knows how. I think this is the lap anyway. No. Okay. It's not. It's the bit where everyone vomits on stream because this is horrible to watch. I swear it was lap 6. Might have been this one. Because we was ahead going into the corner. It's got to be this one. No. Come on, Matt, find this bloody thing. I wish they had like an incident thing where you could have a log of when it happened and what lap and what time and what corner. Just double click on the incident and it will take you to where it actually occurred. I think it was this one. Yeah, braking, love tap and sideways drift. It doesn't actually look that cool from there, but we'll go into the cockpit view because it's a lot better from that angle. So coming down full speed. There's the love tap. A bit of counter steer, drift it through the corner. That was a time 0, so we got away with that one. That's quite lucky. And then when's the bit where we die in a ball of fire? It's on this lap here. So let's have a look, shall we? Far chase. Get the camera down to have a look at this. And this cost me about 2 seconds a lap in terms of pace. So okay, we did ride the curb a lot. Ooh, and that's what caused it. The differential. If you saw that spark there, that's got to be the differential. Right at the bottom of, yeah, the drive shaft and everything. That's not going to help things, is it? And then, yeah, bouncy, bouncy. Got turned around. Was pretty much a passenger from that point. So, yeah, if you want to keep your gearbox, drive shaft and differential in shape, don't go over the curb on the last chicane, because it does really hurt. And that's what's caused that spin for us. It's the only time I've ever done that, and it just happened to be in the race. But 8th place, not too bad. We'll go for a race tomorrow. Fingers crossed that'll have a better result for us. But let's have a look at the points just quickly if we can. My race results, here we go. Okay, so we made up 3 places. Championship points 69, so that's nowhere near what we need. We needed a lot more than that. That's not gonna. I always aim for at least 100 if I can, and that puts us in. It hasn't counted our current week just yet, so I've got 288. Where's the calculator? So it's been 4 weeks, so 288 plus 69. 357, which is going to put us in 3rd place. Robin Monster hasn't raced this weekend just yet. Neither has Silviu Lazar. So yeah, we're going to be 3rd, but I'm going to race again tomorrow at the same time, 8 PM. Do the last round if I can. And fingers crossed we won't get injured by that damn curb again, because I reckon we could have got at least another 2 places if it wasn't for that. But these things happen. It's racing. What can you do? Just have to do the next one. So if you're around, feel free to watch me tomorrow, 8 PM UK time, and we'll do this all over again. So thanks for watching, guys, and good night.